time to solve another murder. So we got Buki with the Kabuki mask, and then we got that one, and they died at. Why did they name the place Tissy Typhoon? I can't.
Danganronpa.
Okay, so let's just have a see. We got Buki. I see. Suspicious.
Damn right.
Oh, yeah. It's obviously Ibuki with the, because there's the hair. Only one person has hair that...
Like... Well...
Yeah. Unless it was previously recorded. Why do people have to keep on speaking to me?
Hey! I see.
I'm so confused by you. What is he up to? I'm very suspicious. No, I don't want to look at that. I want to look at the handbag. That's the handbag that you, that's the handbag that you can buy. It's the one that you can buy at a cinema or whatever.
Now. Actually... Huh? Why? Hey!
Yo!
Hey.
What?
Thanks.
Now then. Yo!
Perhaps. But... Isn't that right? Hey.
There's blood! It's
Yep.
blood.
But still.
What's always strange to me is that the killers never try and like hide the bodies or anything. They just try and broadcast it as much as possible. Like, oh, we got ourselves a body, people. Well, like, with that, if you're next rough, you could just chuck the body in the ocean, try and clean up as much as possible. And then the chances of you being discovered would be a lot less. It's stupid. Yes, I'm thinking about this like murderer, but I'm thinking about it logically and not if I'm like doing some kind of show with some strong pushing
So you have it. I can see it! Go, my four dark devas of destruction!
Oh, my evil eye, real love.
How pitiful. It was close.
Temperature have anything to do with it. What else am I supposed to do? Curtain? Oh! The curtain's changed.
Huh?
Rocket punch!
So...
There we go! Ooh, carpeting! I don't know!
Hey, but... Man. Hajime. Right? How mean.
Oh!
Damn it. Hey.
Why are you so confused? protagonist, who's a fucking idiot.
I see.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
Well?
Fine.
No, I doubt that. Something fishy is going on, and I am to find it out.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Huh?
You go so cool.
Like... Hey! I get it. Huh. Huh? Like... I get it. Damn it.
I've listened to the whole story. Well? See? Yep.
Chiaki, you're eating fucking chemicals. The drumstick is a decoy. It's the glob. The heat of the area heated up the glob to seal it. It's a decoy. I can't believe it. I don't understand.
That's weird.
None of the others are strong dudes. Yeah!
Something like... How cruel. So just as I thought.
The blandness and the stupidness. Oh, right. Right. Speak to her immediately. And then the second after, be like, what the fuck are I talking to you? Fucking I talk to you or something? My hand!
You got it wrong! But... Huh? See?
Good instincts.
Do you have a minute?
This, too, must be...
Huh?
Yep.
Perhaps. So... I am concerned.
Yep.
See?
Silent.
Hey,
Wow. I don't like this.
yep.
Fine. Taste your powerlessness!
So... Oh my!
Good instinct.
Well... You... You are right.
Yeah, fuck. Check it out. Well, let's get doing it. Third island, I'd like to name it Third Island. There we go, the Wizard of Money. Wow, Dublin Monkey.
Hello there. I see. Hey!
Did you call me? What? What are you gonna do?
Wait, what the fuck does thunder mean? I'm not knowledgeable. The word is derived from the terms sun, and dere. Quick definition. Something I assume not I don't really know.
Huh?
It's nothing.
Listen to it, okay?
Hey,
2.5D, what does that mean? That's my suspicious of. And the numbers, oh, that's just the base. You know, that item. Oh, you know, the one that was on, you know, the one that was on Luigi's face. That means.
What's this? Too bad. You're so stupid. Shocking.
Obvious, you already know that we teleported.
Hey, well now. Now then. I can't wait! I can't wait!
Oh, into the theater. I don't know. Kuma? Kuma? What's this movie about? Get a seat? Oh. Right. That's. 2.5D. I understand 2D and 3D. Oh my god. I hate this. That sounds so half-assed.
Now then, please relax.
Oh god. Okay.
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates.
Okay.
One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise
Right! That makes perfect sense.
and was whisked away to Monami's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monami, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monami scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monami scarecrow hanged herself and died. He also met a Monami lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows. He also met a Monami tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron.
But where's the one? What?
After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monami, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monami. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her. With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury. And he lived happily ever after. The end.
I don't even know what I was expecting from this, but where's the one?
So, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's right!
Hey, hey!
Yeah, see, the background there is green rather than black. That's a green! You can know because of the fucking hair. You're an idiot.
Man.
Hold up.
Well,
Hey.
She had the gullible thing. If Chiaki is the murderer, this whole world is going to burn. I will just convince.
Hey, hey! Right! Man. Hey!
I see. But what if, say, Ibuki... Never mind. Hello, Akane.
now then.
All right!
What the fuck?
Hey, hey! Yo!
Like,
Which one was Ibuki's room? Was it room 1? Room 2? Or was it room 3? Wait, where the fuck am I supposed to be looking then? Oh, that looks cool. Like how they look there. Oh no, that's so cool. Yeah, I know how to do I know these things. I know them quite well. Yes, yes. Know them very well. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hey. 'Cause... Hey. Aww. Hey, hey. Well, see? Nope.
What was the final place? Call to investigate? I forget. Like, just check the, also just take care of this weird creature. Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, baby. Jesus Christ. Okay, I can't be bothered. It was hospital, it was movie theater, and it was something else. So one of the places I was oh, the motel. I don't know the direction to go, so that's fun. It's time to check out the motel. My precious boy, Gundam!
So you have. Listen well.
Damn right. I get it. I see. Hey! I see. Like... Well, yeah. Well. Huh? Jeez.
Clatter, clatter, clatter. Looks like it's locked. What? Got the key, wasn't fire. Come on, yo. I know That's it. I've never heard it. That's the closest I've heard. Okay, time to go inside the motel guest room. There's nothing there, Gunman, right?
Oh my!
I am very suspicious of you, Sonia.
However, perhaps, you are right. Perhaps Yoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror? Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue? If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, also, shutting yourself in your room.
I knew it.
It cannot be.
Sonia, you better not make it blood. Right now, who would be willing to let blood obey this Kazuchi? And that's it. It only allowed Kazuchi to be the murderer. If anyone else was the murderer, I'd be sad. But it's most importantly, if Gundam or Chiaki or any of them were murdered, I'd be very sad. Just be sure. Gundam or Chiaki die, I'll be sad. And I'm gonna blame all of you. It's all gonna be your fault. Oh, there's still things you need to investigate, okay.
Hello! The class trials, so make...
Look, I wanted to get my special little Monokuma buddy. Oh, fuck his head. I want my Monokuma buddy. Monokuma friend. Monokuma?
Welcome! Monomi's such a dumb child.
Hey! Hey! That's...
Anyway... Bye-bye!
I won't let you.
Hey! Huh?
Damn it!
Well,
Oh, also Nagito and Kazuchi, they're the only ones gonna be
how about it?
What do
I don't really like Kazuchi,
See?
and Nagito's just
I'm gonna do it!
bastard. Yeah, so like, if you could die, or you could die, that'd be fine. Actually, maybe I can't. So maybe you. I mean, I'd feel no fear over Kazuchi or Nagito dying, I'd feel a bit over there, but I'd be distraught over the rest. But Fuyahiko's actually a pretty cool dude. I want a little life hack, because that looks so dope. He's so shitty. So smooth, he's so shitty. Okay. Oh god, okay. So if I just hold on this really right tap. With the bed animations, and it looks like it's actually just like this. And go down. Don't use a word as we split the truth. Forget what to say to each other. The way to descend deeper and 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 deeper. I went as far as I could go and finally stopped. Oh, what a surprise! The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly slow, and the light poured through from the other side, running better as the darkness, and we walked into the place. Yeah, oh my! It's your fish strategy.
Hey! No! What? Well now! Yoo-hoo!
I don't like Monokuma. If Nekomaru is dead because Monokuma murdered him, I'd be murdering Monokuma now, yeah? The old dame, the ultimate musician. She was really loud. She was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, I've been so away because you were fucking annoying with her. Yoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just one. The person who killed those two is among us. Oh, I forgot about my first dead. You can fucking say it's a good very good. You're looking for and save my progress.
Now then, let's begin with during the class. If you've I'll listen up. The emptier your head.
Anyway, we should... Since he's the first witness, why don't we...
Then, the hospital team consisted of 9...
The other 5 on the motel team were...
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surface. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, a video of someone wearing a hospital
Amazing! That's such a hard...
I tried to stop. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was, but it was too late. By the time I arrived, I thought I should tell the others right away.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue. And unlike the hospital, at least, that's what I thought.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after...
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared.
After I rested for a bit, and then I noticed coincidentally I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I fled with him in
Various ways? Don't say it like that and confuse...
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person, so I immediately led them to the music venue.
You had a feeling she's the only one with hair like
But the door wouldn't open, since we had no other option.
fucking idiots.
And when that happened, and not just that,
That's when we heard the body discovery and
so we decided...
when we removed the hemp bag.
so that's how the case played out. Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. Wait, how do I know anything, Hajime? Sorry, I'm only being impartial. Hajime, if you're the only one, then you could be lying as much as... Lie? Obviously. So do you doubt if you're not lying?
Finally. Stop, I want to get this open. Oh, fuck, that's not a shit.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hovers...
That would also be a lie. I don't think I can deny that. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill...
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault. Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki
That would also be a lie. I don't think I can deny it. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie. No, that's wrong! I'm not. Of course you're not.
Huh?
Before the incident, each person only received one isn't that right?
Yes!
Which means there's no way Hajime. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Hold on a sec!
Nagito, what are you...
Well, since we're opening with your witness, it also provides a...
What warm-up? This is...
Don't get mad.
What a waste of time.
Now then, since we know Hajime's...
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the step ladder.
Yeah, I'm...
Then that seals it!
If Ibuki committed
A murder coincidentally occurred.
Like I said before, it's pretty... The killer murdered Hiyoko, so all we gotta do is...
then let's ask Hajime. How?
I couldn't have been gone for more...
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible. That's why the killer stalled for
What do you mean?
The killer blocked the venue door from the
However, that door is the only if they blocked the door from the inside.
Yeah, you're absolute. Which means, when we broke... If that's the case, the only... And that's you two! What the hell? The others all have... Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke... Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, there's another person who doesn't have an alibi. Me too!
Hey! What? You're kidding, right?
Please stop me.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should opt... What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of...
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for...
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt. By doing that, the killer who waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like... I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Second case, and I've got to look up a tutorial. I'm lost. I have no fucking clue what's going on. Okay. Chapter 3. Danganronpa 2. Trapped by the ocean sand. Okay, let's skip to the and go down. Okay. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a long time. Okay, so I guess I would like to send some Harry.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Shit!
It seems they were trying...
How did they lock the door? That door should not have...
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broken...
You can use that as a... By doing that, the killer who was hiding in... waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
A fucking
It seems they were trying.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have.
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broke?
You can use that as a by doing that. Waiting till we get, and suddenly it.
So they look like I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside by locking the door from the inside.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong!
Hold on a sec. There's also from the out. There's a semi-transparent. I see. That semi-transparent block must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. Based on all that,
I didn't know glue.
I believe it is not.
That glue was only applied to the area by pouring it in the gaps of the closed door.
and thanks to that, a glove. But if you just stick them together with glue, that doesn't really matter. The killer only.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem? It was so obvious that it makes more sense.
Are you saying the drumstick? Then I. Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. How?
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame.
So, during the 10 minutes
And they also taped her up after killing her.
Even quick.
Oh,
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away, they must have done it earlier than that.
Oh yeah. My fucking.
But when Hajime got to the venue,
And when you went back, but it's possible, of course.
There's nobody. Oh, it's this. Oh, fuck this. Where's this? Oh, that's the wallpaper. Where's, It's just another freaking angel. That's an owl.
In the music venue storage room, there was also a tear along the edge of the. Right. You over. See? It.
I see. So the script. And what's wrong with that? Does it have?
A mere nobody like me isn't important. But if you guys were exceptional enough to.
Oh, it's this one. This is really fun. I like this one. What the fuck? No! Fucking idiot. You failure. Spicy. Shit! Literally, there's nothing on. It was hidden. I'm great at these games, but only on mobile. It's actually kind of hard. Oh, thank God, I'm right. I'm going at full speed because I love these games. This is actually fuck. Me talking about how great I am. Also
It's all coming together! Got it! Hyoko's body was...
But it would have taken quite a long...
No, the body was already taped up and the killer...
What?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was... So when I first discovered Ibuki's... However, because it was concealed within a slightly... Well, that's understandable.
So they used the baton lighting on a...
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then killed...
But the killer made a mistake. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan...
But going to the trouble of hiding...
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while... They just have to peel off that wallpaper and... Then... When was he... Good point. And it's about time we shed some light on...
Human?
Are you kidding me?
Hey! Don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission!
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats moss.
I don't eat mothballs! I just enjoy looking at them!
I knew it!
Ibuki's death by hanging. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie.
But why did the killer go to all this...
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out. I see!
it's obvious. I already see.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
You're like... It's something new. Idiots. You're meant to be smarter than that. This is the world's hopeful future. And our world is fucked. That's all I know.
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid.
What do you mean?
I love that voice.
If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
Who voiced Gundam Tanaka? That's what I want to know.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
And even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Okay, someone else does Gundam, and that's not like... Does someone like Gundam?
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive,
What's wrong with that?
but it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
God of War?
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, how can a low-class creature...
Because she was doing something that.
It seems you suck. You're one.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the. Was there any sign she stepped on something? Were there even any shapes of the.
Maybe her feet weren't, but she was like sitting, so instead there'd be.
Weak. It doesn't even pierce my heart.
If Gundam's a murderer, I'm gonna be sad.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on.
I am telling you to present...
Did you see her walk?
If her feet. Was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
Consent is important.
Just as Sonia said, that something was blood.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? Then it's Hiyoko!
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slight.
If Ibuki stepped on.
It means Ibuki was still standing, which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
No!
Is that it? A shepherd?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good one. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, you're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there. See a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was... Just see a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about 1 minute. See a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's... Ha! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words! That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer...
Don't say such...
Yes. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where...
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, Ibuki must have already stepped.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the... Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, The bleeding will stop once the heart stops.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact. So
Maybe the heater was running inside the music?
That's right! I didn't know.
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the monitor...
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, then it's decided.
It appears that it's fine then, but regardless of good...
Can't you just shut up and back off?
now then,
wait a sec.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually...
The same as always. You think about it. A suicide. Unfortunately, that means there's no blood.
Why me? Nagito? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I understand For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
Or it's possible that since she had the vulnerable disease.
That's totally impossible! She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember?
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have. After Hajime saw the hanged body, the killer had to be a.
Then she was a. When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, if she waited until Hajime left, she hanged herself!
And if she was going to fake her body would have been defenseless in that state.
There's no doubt that someone killed those two.
What the heck?
There's still... If Ibuki didn't commit suicide... According to that video you saw, Ibuki was... Then does that mean...
Forrest?
I don't know anything about...
Don't say it all.
So, maybe...
So, then our plan is to destroy... Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear...
but just
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know?
then, the video
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning and I saw the body at the music video a little...
So we... And since we established that means...
Time for another bullet time action. Yes, you're so excited.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be. My own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong! Hold on. No. In fact,
You two...
up until I saw that hanging video,
We even...
Hey, what?
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came...
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibi.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone...
It's better if we think about it like the killer decided to falsify the...
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before...
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But... Committing an imitation... Faking the time the crime occurred by false...
Nobody
are you
cares
saying-
about politicians. Just want
I-
to get over it. Can't we just show up the murder and get it on? No, get it over with. I really want that. I want a little logic. That's fun. Oh, we've got to break. It's break time. It's break time. Gotta understand it's break time. It's break time.
Hiya!
The only tomorrow.
Stop it!
What a disappointment!
This by all of you. Oh yeah, I'll save I'll save it.
I'm Monami. Once again, seriously, he's like the king of... We were supposed to have a fun... No! This definite... Everyone, do your very...
Wow!
suddenly... Did I confuse you? If that's the case, it would have been just Dan. If that happened, the imitation...
Well, it's against the...
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get...
Seriously, just shut up already!
But I'm thinking about it again, and
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie.
it's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion.
That's the one Hyoko's bought.
Even though we're calling... But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household... Maybe they just used a common... Well, that's probably it, but... That attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the... They should have taken steps to
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation...
What are you trying to say? Are you...
I'm saying...
What?
I understand that imitation was... It's not just the poor imitation.
Strange detail.
Like, for example...
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's...
I have no freaking clue what you're...
However, this is getting quite...
We already know why.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we can...
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe she went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
It's just as Sonia said. She...
So,
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was... I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because
There's no way she got... Hyoko locked the room she was staying.
If she was forcibly taken from...
The killer could have locked...
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would... Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the... At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right?
I won't lose.
Oh, okay.
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This will be my first and last highlight. No, shut up! Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking.
Why? I'm pressing
And that's why the killer targeted her. Hyoko was locked inside her room. She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Hyoko was locked inside her room. She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her. Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her. Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her. Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got it. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her. Hiyoko was locked inside her room. She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her. Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her. Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her. Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
No, you're stopping right there. I need to see if this is a common thing. Rebuttal, showdown, Danganronpa 2 won't work. Oh, you have limited.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
Oh, I did it.
I can't back down!
What? Why did I fail?
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono. It's more likely that
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later. The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later. The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in. The killer probably did.
Hold on!
Try to remember her kimono was all messed up.
Crap!
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was off. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words! The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up with where her... Yeah,
I believe... That is... When she went to the venue by herself,
She was killed, so there...
it probably happened. The killer most likely had already played...
Killed.
So technically someone was like,
So if she faked her... There...
I can prove it with this!
I can prove it with this. I can prove it.
If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself. Huh? Yeah, that stepladder...
You noticed such a small detail!
But didn't you say you saw... Then I think that... Unless there was something fun...
I see.
But that's something only Hajime would know.
Hajime, as long as I...
Yeah,
It's a different venue. It's a different venue. It's a different
Damn it! Damn it! Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely...
Can you explain it to us?
There's no blood there.
What's strange is that stepladder I'm in. It's true that the steps of that stepladder, there was a bloodstain, right on the... However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video.
That... if the...
Even so... besides the stepladder.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not. It was filmed.
The hospital monitor is supposed to display footage.
Then there's a possibility that the
Oh, this is my favorite. Love this one. What I thought was true is not in fact true. Oh, this is trippy. There we go. Woo! Woo! Woo!
It's all coming together! That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music video. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the vineyard, when it was actually...
Then only the
Yes, at least when I... I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left it.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts,
It's the fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music thing.
hospital and then...
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
They might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe... Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way the conference and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
That must be it! What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the... They did that by using the black curtain.
From what I remember, there... It somehow became a plain black...
That's right! It's...
Oh yeah? Well, your fake...
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look in actuality.
I can prove it with this! You're referring to the candle in the video I saw, a candle was used for light. The music venue has good light.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel...
That might have been another reason, but... The lighting in the conference room and the music venue... That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead. Which means... Are you saying the candle in...
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
How did they get bodies so fast? That's what I want to know.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. With that cheap-ass camera...
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music video.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was... But it appeared...
But there's no mistake.
The motel would have been too far.
But this must be a surprising You never suspected that the video you saw...
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. If Ibuki's hanging video, then was Ibuki...
No. Right after Hajime saw that video, he just... I see!
The person wearing the hint bag in that video... It was... the killer. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only
By that time,
The actual time of death must have been earlier.
if they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a... There's only one possibility I can think of. Then naturally, the killer...
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying...
You're the only one! You're the killer, aren't you? Like I said, aren't you the killer?
Hey, don't you think that's a chick like her as the killer?
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing...
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones...
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that...
It's just a...
But you're the only one who could have filmed that. Is that also a... At that time, you said you were going to be on... That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to... and showed that. Furthermore, I saw that video. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside...
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't all...
Not only that, the others in the hospital.
So that must mean...
Please wait a second. What are you saying? That's impossible.
It's not literally impossible.
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you
Wrong. It's total.
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together.
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe some...
That slow-witted remark
It's fine. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny. How many times do I have to tell you?
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Can you hold... Well, I know I'm being intrusive. I missed all of the critical parts, and I... What do you... Investigating the suspect in mind creates a different result.
Hey, what are you...
Well, thanks to that, I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I get... You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This is... Well, it's nothing big, really.
Dang! Just say so.
Let's take a look. Regarding the rope we boot, this rope was supplied...
Again with the supermarket?
If they got it at the supermarket. What's wrong? I want you to take a close look near the middle of the rope. But why is it like this? And the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting...
Hey, you're taking too long.
It means... Well, from what... The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck. Pulled both ends at full strength. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to...
I've been listening to you for a while. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Just like this case's killer.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope?
And then... Huh? You didn't notice... Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seems the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it!
Izuchi, why couldn't you be the murderer?
So that's what happened. We've been... You said Ibuki hanged herself.
That is...
You told us the wrong cause of death.
You should have been able to tell the difference. You, Mikon.
First of all, I'm not a coroner. That's why...
You were right. And...
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
Is this backed by evidence? Have you got a drunk medical student?
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being...
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got...
Mikon,
Don't you... Stop.
Skippity skip.
Well, if that's the choice everyone... But is that really...
you're friggin' annoying!
But I'm really not the killer. There's...
Is that really...
Stop it!
I just skipped through. Nobody cares about
I'm done. It's not fair. Why won't you forgive me?
What did I do?
Is acting like this your strat plus? To be honest.
If we don't have any clues, I'm the same as... But still, that's why...
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had?
Ibuki and Mikan
Is that really her? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her. So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Where am I now?
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really her? You could tell her body type under the hospital just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Mikan, you've committed a major mistake. As I said before many times, but I never spoke. So how can you say anything about the camera angle? The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime is because you're the person.
This is your just reward. You lied.
Are you serious? Is it true?
I mean... that tote bag.
How do you know?
More importantly... Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami
Action PDA.
You still haven't forgiven me?
I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand?
Why only me?
Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already?
Forgive me! Forgive me!
Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want.
I can't feel you anymore! Forgive me! Forgive me!
Why only me?
You still haven't forgiven me?
I'll do anything you want.
Please, draw on me!
Do you understand?
Why only me? Please, draw on me!
Can you forgive me already?
Forgive me! Forgive me!
There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
This is the end! Monokuma. everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident,
Look at the anime. They're all anime.
they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but inside.
Oh my god, she's going crazy. Okay, somebody's gonna die. I was gonna be sad if we can't die because we can't Not nice. Not very nice. What's it gonna be? No, let's go yourself. I'm very important.
It seems your arguments have reached the king. Now then, who will be chocolate?
Wait, that's meant to be Mika? That looks nothing like Mika. That just looks like a bland race. Last trial was ended. Ba-yam!
Well now. Correct!
That's like 3 in a row. That's like two guys like Mika and Kid.
Damn it. I won't forgive you.
Hey! What's going on?
Hey. Well, that's obvious. Hey.
What?
What?
It cannot be.
Perhaps. See? Jeez. Isn't that right? Possible. Huh?
But I did.
Huh? Huh?
What's wrong
My
with her?
beloved was the never hate. They forgave me. They forgave me and they gave me. They loved me. I loved them with this is. It's love.
Hey.
What the fuck? Oof.
Well,
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody would understand this.
how amazing. Could it be?
This is...
The remembrance.
But... such despair. Don't fuck with me!
It's about the world, isn't it?
You serious?
This is bad.
I am my.
Hey,
Oh?
of course not!
Oh?
That is.
Oh? Well... Do you understand?
I see.
Hey. Hey, hey! Damn it!
Oh?
Yes, indeed. Now then, I've prepared a very.
So it's real. Now I can go to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Okay,
Let's give it.
punishment time! Bye-bye, Mikan. Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. Bye-bye, ouchies. Jesus. What the fuck? What is going on? What the fuck? What the fuck? Well, it's finished. Nobody wanted it to end this
Let
way.
me.
Damn it!
Okay.
But... Isn't that wrong?
Stay, guys. Stay in case you
Please wait!
Damn it!
Wrong. Come on. Hmm?
You fiend.
Phew.
Hey!
Hey, Hey!
That crazy bastard.
So just as I thought.
Hmm.
However...
Fine.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Silence.
Yeah.
Right?
All right!
Let's go! When we had that, we were unable to continue like said, we were able to the elevator, blah 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 blah.
Uh-oh. Unbelievable.
Hey!
No way!
Oh no.
What's this?
What's he done now?
All right!
Let's haul ass!
Hey,
Listen!
Hey, hey! Damn it!
Could it be...
Yo! Hey! Well, perhaps you don't remember my face, since that's pretty sad, you know? Huh? If you're messing with me,
Haven't you?
what do you mean? Oh, you mean... The name is Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Wait, 14 hours and 9 days.
Danganronpa.
Oh, well, fuck. So screwed. Would you like to shave your current progress? No. No, I wouldn't. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, and matter that bell for more notifications / Jaywalk.